Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the St. Patrick's Day Festival for 2022. I'm here to represent the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, and it's really lovely to see so many of you here this afternoon. It's really fitting that this is our first major in-person event to be held on Trafalgar Square for this year, and it's fitting that that event is the St. Patrick's Day celebration. And that's largely because back in 2020, once the pandemic hit and everything started to be closed down, the very first major event that we unfortunately had to cancel was the St. Patrick's Day celebration that year. So it's actually really nice to be here with so many of you in person, and what better way to celebrate London opening up, everyone coming together, than to celebrate Irish culture and Irish community. So there are just two things I wanted to say which actually are quite important. I'm really excited to be here for two reasons. The first reason is that this is the very first time that I have been at the St. Patrick's Day celebration on Trafalgar Square, so I'm quite excited about that. And the second reason is a really personal one. So I am from a part of London called Brent. It's in North London. I was born in a place called Willesden, and I went to school in a place called Harlesden. And in that part of London, when I was growing up, there were only two main communities living where I lived. One was the Irish community, and one was the Black community, the Black Caribbean community. And these two communities live together very harmoniously, very happily. But there's another very important reason that I'm so excited. My dad's name is Patrick, and it's his birthday tomorrow. And when I was a child growing up, I was convinced that St. Patrick's Day was actually about my dad. And that was because, and I had good reason, that was because my father would celebrate his birthday with the same enthusiasm and exuberance and energy as he celebrated St. Patrick's Day with our Irish neighbours and everyone else from the community. So imagine my disappointment when I realised that actually it wasn't about my father. But what that means is that I've got a very deep and enduring affection for Irish Londoners and London's Irish community, not just because it's a community like many other migrant communities in our city that have faced down prejudice, but also because it's a community that has made a significant and positive contribution to London's culture, London's society, London's economy. So I'm very, very grateful and very happy to be here to be celebrating with all of you today. Not only though is this celebration today a way of commemorating and celebrating that enduring contribution of Irish Londoners, we're also using it as a way of saying thank you to key workers, particularly those from the Irish community. So I was really delighted on the Grand Parade over here to have been joined by Grand Marshals, who are representatives from the key workers who've given so much over the past 2 years from the Irish community. I've got a couple of thanks to say. The first is to say an enormous thank you to Micheál Martin, the Irish Prime Minister, who's come over from Ireland to be part of the celebrations today. I'm also really delighted to thank the Irish Ambassador, who you'll hear from shortly, who for the past 5 years has worked so positively to really reinforce the really good working relationships that exist between London and Ireland. I also need to say thank you to our sponsors, because without them we wouldn't be able to put on this wonderful event, and to the Community Advisory Group, who have worked really hard to put on a really good event for you today. So today you are going to have a massive, massive treat. So we have got a world-class lineup of Irish talent. We've got music from Ireland, we have got community choirs, we have got children's films, we've got storytelling, we've got dance troupes, you name it, we've got it. And I really, really hope that you are all going to have a wonderful, wonderful time. You're in for a real treat. So it's all that remains for me to say is from myself and from the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, I would like to wish you all the very best for St. Patrick's Day later this week, and I would really like to wish you all the best for the St. Patrick's Day celebration today. And now I would like to introduce to the stage Larry O'Leary, who is from the St. Patrick's Day Community Advisory Group. Over to you, Larry.
Patrciks, that's now London, Debbie, August Ambassador na Hayden, Hayden O'Neill, August Ban Kelly, Ashling, Patrciks specialta, an Taoiseach Micheál Martin, agus ban Cala Mary, and Gwina Ushla. Fáilte Arish, London. After 2 years, it is so pleasant to hear those words. Welcome back, London again. It has taken an awful lot of hard work and a very anxious wait to bring this festival to fruition. Firstly, a massive thank you to our Mayor for London, Sadiq Khan, for his commitment to this event over many years, and indeed for his support to the Irish community in general. To all his staff at City Hall who have worked so hard, especially Lottie England and Francesca Ingram, for all their hard work in pulling this event together, and to all my fellow members on the Community Advisory Board for their input in making this a wonderful, diverse celebration of Irish culture. Thanks so much to our Ambassador Adrian and his wife Aisling for their hands-on support for the whole community, especially during these dark days of the pandemic. A very special welcome to our Taoiseach, fellow Corkman, Micheál Martin. It is so special for him to visit us on our big day. Micheál and his wife, Mary, you are most welcome, and we are indeed honoured by your presence. We thank all the members of the Irish business community who went out of their way to sponsor the events happening today. Whilst today is a celebration of all things Irish, we spare a sombre thought for those in Ukraine enduring suffering at this time, and we are pleased to enlist Natalia Lishuk to act as a Grand Marshal to show our support for those in peril in our homeland. Today is a day when we honour all the ordinary men and women who got us through this pandemic. Health workers, teachers, fire tenders, shop workers, police and transport workers, anyone who did anything at all. It is their commitment that got us through, and we are honoured to have today 12 Grand Marshals representing all strands of the community frontline workers. I think, you know, all the frontline workers deserve a massive round of applause for all they've done. Indeed, all the members of the Irish community who have added so much to the very rich fabric of this great city. Life in this great city bears so much of an Irish influence. So a big thank you to all of them. This is your day, enjoy it. Fáilte London, Arish Arish, but not to the Féile Neo Pádraig. I'd like to welcome to the stage our Irish Ambassador, Adrian O'Neill, to say a few words.